Welcome back to Midnight Who Extra, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 10th episode of Series 10. I cannot believe we're now on the finale. It's gone too quickly. I want more Doctor Who. But yes, the 10th episode, which was, of course, The Eaters of Light, written by Myrona Munroe, who is a classic series writer and wrote Survival. And that point is a very important thing to say because this episode really did feel like a classic Doctor Who story from like the McCoy era. This was very like a McCoy type story in a way for me. It also felt like a McCoy story because I felt like it was part one of a McCoy story, but then it was missing part two and then part three. So it was like two parts without the third. I know it's a little confusing me saying that, but I'll explain. I felt the first half of the story was very slow moving. It built up the tension to the reveal, building up both sides of the army. So you get this side of the army and then you get that side. They have the beast in between. And then the later half was all the resolution, stopping it, getting the monster done. And I just feel like there should be something in the middle. Like if this was a classic story, there would be like a second part that you would have still a little slow, but then it picks up the escalation, then it's a cliffhanger to the final 20 minutes. Maybe that would have helped the story, but I'm not sure. But overall, I really thought this was just an okay story. Nothing too awful about it, but nothing that will truly be memorable down the road. I don't think, when I'm looking back at Series 10, I think this story is going to be a little bit forgotten. But it's not a bad story. It's still really enjoyable, and it has some really good moments between the Doctor and Nardole, Bill. All of them did great in this. Also, the Doctor was separated from Bill, so that kind of gave a new dynamic. So basically you get to see Bill dealing with the situation. So she's on that side of the army, and then the Doctor's dealing with this army. And that's kind of cool. And then they reunite at the end to stop it. And it's kind of a cool little resolution. The ending is not too rushed. It's not too rushed unlike some stuff, but it was a decent enough ending. And I like that, I like this kind of bet that was going on, like, I know time more than you, like I know history more than you, about the Ninth Legion of the Roman Army, and the Doctor's just back and forth. That was a good scene. Nardole in this episode was very good. I really liked Matt Lucas in the story. I think he was my standout character in this episode. I liked him getting kind of introduced to like the past of of Earth. So he's kind of being introduced to the history of Earth. So he doesn't really know the Earth cultures or history, and he's kind of just, oh, this and this, and pointing out stuff, and I really liked that. So, of course, there was this little gate that took them to the other dimension. That's what happened to the Roman Ninth Legion. And I liked how the Doctor went in there, and he just came back, you've been gone for this amount of time. And he didn't even realize, it was only 15 seconds. So, of course, the big bad type of thing of this episode was that monster. And yes, you can tell it was definitely heavily CGI'd, and I really wish it was in the episode more. And I really thought that was a scary monster, definitely the way it just attacked the people. And it was used very well in the episode, even if it felt like it was much needed sometimes, and it wasn't there. And that's probably just because it cost a lot to make that giant monster. And we only saw it kind of in the darkness and very quick little shots of it, so we didn't really get to see much of it. And I did like when we finally got to see it. Definitely looked terrifying. So yeah, great little monster of the week. Kind of a really cool little design. So yeah, a really okay story. Nothing that I would think would be truly memorable, but hey, I'm just glad that it was a classic series writer, and it was just a fun, simple story. Nothing too complex, just a nice sit-down Doctor Who story. Kind of slowed things down right before next week's finale, which I think is going to be looks really exciting. I cannot wait for next week. So overall, I would definitely give the Eaters of Light, not Life, a 7 out of 10. A good story with some really good, like it really could have been good if a few things were added, I feel. Like maybe a little bit less slowness, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to describe this episode because I really thought it was good, and I can't really think about my thoughts on this story. I don't think it's a bad story. I also don't think it's fantastic. I think it's just right in the middle, so I think a 7 out of 10 is perfect for it. So let's talk about that little last part with the Doctor and Missy. Missy was again in this episode, which I did not expect. But, hey, next week's the finale, so I guess it makes kind of sense. Nardole was quite angry about that because the doctor kind of took Missy out of the vault again, and now Missy is like his repair person. And it makes me wonder, can we trust Missy? I really just don't think we can trust Missy. She seems very up to something, and maybe she's just playing the doctor. Something's going on, but maybe next week we'll find out. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me your guys' thoughts on this episode in the comments below. Did you hate it? Did you like it? Or was it just average? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.